how to make healthier choices when you go out to eat, and also how to track your calories or track your food in MyFitnessPal when you are going out to eat. So the first thing is what to choose when you go out to eat. Now, my first tip to you, if you know you're going out that day to dinner, remind yourself that you're going to make healthy choices when you get there, and have a couple of things in mind that you want to have, and then look at the restaurant that you're going to go to and see what choices they have. Sometimes restaurants have menus online. You can see what their options are. You can see sometimes in MyFitnessPal you can look up on the corner, it'll have like little restaurants and it'll have all their items there. Not always, but sometimes, and so you just gotta play around with it and look. So for example, if you go to Moe's and you get a bowl, you can look up the type of chicken you get and put in one serving, and it will tell you how many calories and everything it is. Maybe pre-look up their menu and see what healthy options they have. My other piece of advice is to drink water all throughout the day, of course, as usual, but restaurants have a lot of sodium in their food, so you might want to drink a little bit more. These are just tips, they're not musts, to help you on your journey. So another tip, when you get to the restaurant, usually depending on where it is, they have a little appetizer for free that's either bread or chips and salsa, you know, the free stuff. My advice is to just not have it. Push the bread bowl away. I know it seems like, oh man, I can't have bread. No, you can have bread. If you want to have a piece of bread, then track it in MyFitnessPal, and you could look it up by the restaurant, or you could guesstimate, and that's what I advise everyone to do when you're going out to eat. You have to learn to guesstimate, because at restaurants you don't really know exactly everything they're putting in there. They don't go by exact measurements and stuff when they're cooking. So you have to guesstimate, and you always should guesstimate a little bit higher than what you think, because there is a lot of hidden stuff and hidden calories in restaurant food. You don't need the bread. If you absolutely want the bread, absolutely want the chips, then take one, put it on your plate, and back the rest up. Back it up, get it away from you, and tell yourself no more, if you absolutely want it. If it's not like a big deal to you, I don't really care about bread, then let your friend have it, or whoever else is eating it. Or just tell them don't bring the bread. Save your calories or whatever for your dinner or whatever you're gonna be having. My next tip when you're going out to eat is ask your server if there's any way, no matter what you get, to get the sauces on the side. If you get a pasta dish, ask for maybe the sauce on the side. That way you can dip the sauces, or if you're getting a salad, have the dressing on the side. Make sure you ask for dressing on the side. Ask for grilled things. You can ask for no butter. You can even say you're allergic, because sometimes they don't listen. You can say, I'm allergic, I can't really have butter, and they'll cook your food without using butter, and that's a bunch of added calories. So you can ask the waitress for less butter, no butter, sauces on the side. I do this every time I go out to eat. I ask, if I get a salad, I ask for sauce on the side, and always opt for grilled things rather than fried. Fried makes it so much more calories, and if your goal is to lose weight, really restaurants can sabotage that. Your vegetables, usually restaurant vegetables, so if you get broccoli, they're covered in butter. Ask for it with no butter, or if you don't know if it comes with butter, ask your server, do these vegetables come with butter? Are they cooked in butter? Do they have any sauces on them? And they'll usually tell you. If they're cooked in butter, ask for it on the side and dip it in however you want it. Just use less, or just don't use butter at all. But you have to ask your server these things, and you're not being difficult. I'm a server, I understand these things. As long as you're polite and you ask, then we have no problem with it. Tracking your food when it comes to a restaurant. Just like with anything, anything you consume at your house, you're gonna look up the item in the little search bar and look for the item and log it per serving. Now remember, restaurants, their servings are a little bit bigger than normal that you would have at home because you're paying for it. So, what you want to do is, depending on what you get, you want to break down the meal and look up separate things. Look up the separate items that make up that meal. So for example, if you get a turkey and cheese sandwich, let's use the basics, at a restaurant, you're going to track the bread first, or whatever you want to track. Pick one ingredient you're going to track first. Your turkey sandwich has bread, cheese, turkey, lettuce, and tomato. And it probably comes with mayo, but you can ask for mayo on the side, or you can ask for light mayo, or you can just remember you're going to be tracking these calories. So if it's worth it to you to have mayo on the sandwich to make it taste better, and you would rather have mayo because it's going to help you enjoy it, then have the mayo, but ask for it on the side. That way you can see how much you're using, because normally they'll just take a big old hunk of it out of a giant container that restaurants use and slap it on, and that could literally be 6-7 tablespoons that you wouldn't know about, versus at home you'd only use 1 or 2. So ask for everything on the side. Your meals are listed. The menu has a list of the ingredients on it, or what is in your meal. If you're getting a turkey and cheese sandwich, you look up the bread. Now, you're not going to know what kind of bread they use, so you have to guesstimate. What I would do is look in MyFitnessPal, look up if it's like a kind of like a wheat bread, look at what kind of bread it is. If it even says it. If it's a sourdough bread, look up sourdough, look for a general amount or a general label, sourdough, and log it that way. Now, sometimes the calories aren't going to be exact. Actually, they're never going to be exact, but you are accounting for these calories and you're being aware, and so you're still going to lose weight if you track it, and you're being really consistent with tracking it instead of saying fuck it. Track the bread, and then you go to turkey. I usually just try and eyeball it. Look up turkey. A sandwich may have 2 to 3 ounces. Just look at it, do your best to track it. It's a guesstimation. Look up turkey, track it. Then lettuce, tomato, don't have to track. Mayo, if you get it on the side, track that too. Everything that you track at a restaurant, you're going to try and break it down to the simplest as much as you can. Don't look up, if you got a turkey and cheese sandwich, you're not going to go on MyFitnessPal and look up turkey and cheese sandwich. You're going to look up the ingredients. Unless you go to a place that there are restaurants listed and they have their entire meals with their calories right there. That makes it easier too. And say you wanted to make a healthy choice at a restaurant, which you should, and you got a grilled chicken dinner, asparagus, and mashed potatoes. Usually you can ask the server how much grilled chicken comes in this meal. They'll tell you, 6 to 8 ounces. Okay, log 6 to 8 ounces of chicken. Look up chicken. And then go, they gave you mashed potatoes, look up mashed potatoes. Kind of just try and guesstimate. Remember, things are going to be a little bit more high calorie. That's why you just have to guess. Now, when you're looking for food options and the way something is cooked, avoid menu words that are like pan-fried, deep-fried, double-dipped, hollandaise, cream of, creamy, those kind of words. That means it's super high calorie. They cook it with creams, oils, butters, batters that make it so much more high calorie. When you're looking at the menu, be aware of the ingredients. Now, salads sound like they're healthier, but Cobb salads, Caesar salads, for example, they're sometimes, actually most times at restaurants, way more calories than just getting the burger or just getting the steak. So make sure you're reading the menu. Cobb salad is loaded with ranch dressing, first of all, if you don't ask for the dressing on the side, bacon bits, cheese, cold cuts. That's like a bunch of things. A salad sounds healthy and you would think it's a good choice, but look at the ingredients that are on the salad. If you're going to go log that and see that, those things are not so healthy, you might not want to choose that, and you might just go for the burger instead. When you order meats or proteins, they're going to give you a big portion. For chicken, it might be an 8-ounce chicken breast, 9-ounce chicken breast, 10-ounce chicken breast, you don't know. The best way, you don't have to use a scale and measure it, just estimate by using the palm of your hand. Your meat portions, chicken, fish can be like your whole palm, your whole hand like this. Chicken should be about your palm too, this from here to here. Steak, I would say about the same. Always use your hand, the inside of your hand, to kind of measure meats. Just when it comes out, kind of just see if it looks like the size of your hand. If it's huge, if it's like way bigger than the size of your hand, like 2-3 times the size of your hand, take half of that and put it in a box and take it with you, or share it. Starchy things like mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that, rice, fist. You want that portion to be the size of your fist. That's about a cup, and you can log it that way. So I hope these tips make sense. I hope that you're able to go out to eat and know how to track your food without stressing. It's not something that needs to be exact. Remember, it's just a guesstimation. It's all about playing around with it, accounting for it. You don't have to be perfect or exact. Just make sure you're accounting for the food you do eat by tracking the best way you can. Main ingredients, logging them separately and not by the whole